This short video is going to share with you the most powerful home selling secret that we've discovered in a career that spans more than 4 decades. Secrets aren't easy to keep. This one isn't easy to spread. Let me show you what I mean. You see, it seems like this would be an obvious secret, but it's not. We have used it for so long and so effectively. I'm going to share that with you in just a second. Seems like it'd be obvious, and you're going to think, well, geez, that does seem kind of obvious, but it's really not. Hi, I'm not sure I introduced myself, Stuart Sutton, 1 Acre Plus Homes. And this has been the cornerstone of our relationships and marketing with our clients for a long, long time. And it's extraordinarily effective. Let me get you some details so you understand what I'm talking about. You see, the big secret is start early. It seems stunningly simple, but it works fantastically well. You know, a lot of people don't start early. They don't plan to start early. They don't plan well. They don't prepare well. And that's our cornerstone for success to help our clients. And there's a process that we take. It's very precise and it's extraordinarily successful. You see, we believe in preparation. The old saying, measure twice, cut once, isn't an old saying for nothing. I think you're going to find that's the case with most old sayings. There's a reason for them, and this one is no different. The better prepared you are, very simply, the more successful you're going to be in just about anything, but also in selling your home, in reaping the rewards at closing. You're going to make more money the better prepared you are. And starting early helps you get prepared better. And I'm going to share you the results before I share with you the process. The results are simply this. When this process is used, homes sell approximately twice as fast. That's the stats. The stats we've used for many, many years. Well, actually, as I said before, decades. So let me share what I mean by faster. Well, about twice as fast. When homes were in a normal market, homes on an acre or more take a little longer to sell than homes in subdivisions. So it's not uncommon to see homes on an acre or more taking 80, 90, 100 or more days to sell. That's actually fairly common. In the last market that it was around 100 days, and by the way, we're back there, is about 100 days. Our listings took about 50 days to sell. Now, 50 days doesn't sound great, but in a market where the average is 100, that's pretty darn good. And yes, we sold our share certainly in well less than 50 days. And in that crazy, wild, I call it the frenzied market, where everything was selling way above asking and selling so fast, everyone thought the average time might have been hours or even minutes. But the average time for the 1 Acre Plus market in that crazy market was about 7 days. I want you to think about that, because if you went in the market Thursday and you started getting offers and then you looked at them all on Monday and accepted one, that right there is, 4 days? And sometimes it took a day or two longer in order to get something under contract. So 7 days was the average. Our average was 3 days. So this process is effective in any market. Good market, bad market, indifferent market, normal market, unpredictable market. It absolutely works. Why? Because preparation makes sense. So not just selling faster, but putting more money in your pocket at closing. Bottom line is this. Our clients have put $11,641 on the average in their pocket when they followed this process. And it's real simple. We just compared those who did the process, those who didn't do the process, and we matched them together. And the ones who followed the process made more money. It was just very simple. Now, everyone can't follow this process. Not everyone has the luxury of time of starting early. And we can certainly help you if you don't. But if you do, you're going to come out better. So what is the advantage of starting early? Well, here's one really big advantage, and that is that we can have a home inspection before you ever put your home on the market. Now, you'll hear advice against this with reasoning such as, well, don't do an inspection because the buyer's going to have one. Don't do an inspection because you have to disclose things. Those are both true. But if the buyer's going to have an inspection, wouldn't it be nicer for their inspector to come along and find little to nothing wrong with the house? Because you've already had an inspection and resolved those issues that their inspector would have found. Secondly, you have to disclose things. That's not a reason for not having an inspection ahead of time. Of course you want to disclose things, and you have to disclose things such as previous fires, water penetration, things like that. But you don't have to say, I used to have a broken window and now I don't. Of course, that's good marketing to say, hey, these windows were replaced. But being prepared in advance, having a home inspection, and then resolving the issues on the home inspection puts you in a huge advantage. It is tremendous. The number one reason that we see contracts falling off, buyers terminating contracts nowadays, is because of home inspections. Now, home inspectors, for the most part, do a fantastic job, but there are some that do not do as good a job or have a personality type that seems to be concerning to buyers rather than comforting. And you run across all kinds of situations. Well, if you have already taken the steps to resolve what that home inspector might find, guess what? Their personality type plays less of a role and gets you past a very stressful situation. Are we going to make it past the option period? Are we going to make it past the inspection? Now, there's another way to address this. Instead of having a general home inspection, sometimes we recommend individual inspections for your roof, for your air conditioning, for your foundation, for your electrical and plumbing, for your septic, for your well. As a matter of fact, for a home on an acre or more like yours, the home inspector doesn't usually cover the septic and the well. Those would be separate. But every situation is different. Sometimes we recommend a general home inspection. Sometimes we recommend individual inspections. And we take the reports and we identify for our clients what needs to be resolved. Because you see, some things don't need to be resolved, even if an inspector thinks you should. Because we have certain criteria that we go by. And that criteria is going to put you in a position to resolve things that you need to resolve and not resolve things that you don't need to be spending money on. I hope that makes sense. So you've had a general home inspection, septic and well, or you've had individual inspections. Now you've resolved the issues that a buyer might be concerned with, and you've removed a very big obstacle toward getting to a successful closing. You wouldn't believe some of the situations we see and run across. With an inexperienced buyer's agent or an inexperienced buyer, sometimes we'll just see them send the inspection report over and ask for everything to be fixed. Well, that's actually nearly impossible. There are certain situations where that just literally can't be done, but you can't seem to comfort a buyer like that. So getting way ahead of that situation by having an inspection already done and resolutions to the issues puts you in a much better position of getting to a successful closing, no matter what the buyer's personality, the agent's experience or personality, or the inspector's experience or personality. I hope that makes sense. Now, here's what's going to happen when you do all of this. We're going to put a sign in the front yard, if you decided to use us, that says you are a 5-star pre-inspected home. The buyer pulls up, they see the sign, click on the QR code, and it'll be in other advertising, other marketing as well. But they see a video that explains what you've done, that you've put your home in a different position than other homes that they would consider. You see, we're in a competitive market again. There's some areas of the market, the 1 acre plus market, that have 1 year, 14 months even of supply out there. So you have a lot of competition. But when you do the things ahead of time to give comfort to a buyer, you're giving yourself a tremendous edge over your competition. I've even had some people say this is an unfair advantage because you are literally in a position that other sellers are not, and you've taken steps to advance your situation compared to other sellers. I've had sellers move to other towns and say, gosh, we really wish that seller had done what we did for our 5-star pre-inspected home, because they had an arduous negotiation to get past the inspection into a closing. So when you are tagged as a 5-star pre-inspected home, you are a step above every other home you're competing with. And I do have another video on that. Feel free to watch that regarding the 5-star pre-inspected home. Now we can go beyond that. Aesthetics are extremely important too. One thing that we do is provide you a stager. And actually, we provide a lot more. And I'll get into that in just a second. But we do provide you a stager. Now keep in mind, you're not going to take all your furniture out, bring new furniture in, pay a lot of money for staging. We have found it to be extremely successful to have a staging consultation without leasing and selling you anything, to put your home in the very best, most appealing situation for home buyers. And our stager is experienced in that. There's literally nobody better. So she's going to help you prepare each room so it has maximum appeal for home buyers. And she's not going to try to lease you or sell you a lot of stuff. Now, there are situations where we would consider bringing in staging, but it's really kind of rare. And there's so many things that we'll go over and cover with you. I can't tell you how many front doors we've had refinished over the years. You know, studies show that buyers spend more time on your front porch than just about any other place in your house. I mean, if you think about it, they're standing there, the agent's looking for the lockbox. Maybe it's well hidden, maybe it's out in the open, but then they've got to mess with it and try to get it open and put their code in and get the key out and get the door open. In the meantime, buyers are noticing your front porch, how beautiful your door is, how meticulously clean your front porch is, whether you have nests up in the corners. So that front door refinish is a very smart thing to do if it's needed. I've always been very surprised when I've walked up to a lovely home that had a faded front door. And there are a myriad of things, such as washing windows. It just gives a home a cleaner feel. You may look around and think, gosh, I'm not sure I need that. But you might want to think about it because it does make a nice difference along with power washing and things like that. And you know how many homes that are just a few years old have trim that started to deteriorate? Buyers notice things like that, and so do inspectors. And then we'll just add a myriad of things: carpet cleaning, house cleaning, power washing I've mentioned, improving landscaping, bringing in fresh mulch. Now, this is quite important. You considering a personal investment in your home to increase its sellability and its value. Now, we don't just encourage you to make a personal investment so that we'll get a better commission because you're going to get more for your house in a faster sale. We do something that goes beyond probably anybody you're going to meet. First of all, we do pay for some things up front out of our pocket, like the stager, but we also commit fully to you through our listing ready rebate. When you're preparing your listing for sale, you keep a record of everything you spend. Most of it's probably going to be with people that we refer to you. That doesn't benefit us at all, but usually they're going to give you a little better price because we send them a lot of business. But we're going to reimburse you for your preparation expenses. You want to have a home inspection or you want to have individual inspections because of the huge benefit to that? We're going to reimburse you for those. You want to refinish your front door so that it makes a great first impression? We're going to reimburse you for that. You want to add fresh mulch to the landscape? You're getting reimbursed for it. So at closing, we're going to reimburse you. It's not unlimited, but it is substantial. Depending on the price of your home, it could be as much as $5,000 or $10,000. So you know that getting your house ready for sale is not just going to make it more saleable, but you're actually going to get reimbursed the money you spent. So if you're thinking, gosh, we don't know if we want to go that extra mile and spend the money on that extra mulch for the backyard landscape. Well, wait a minute. If you're getting reimbursed for it, you might want to consider it. You see, our rebate to you for the preparation you do gives you incentive to do the best you can to get your house ready. With our guidance, of course, and we're happy to help you. We have the most fantastic service people and vendors. Again, no benefit to us for you to use them. If you have people you like and trust, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to go through steps. Preparation is the first one, then pricing, presentation, promotion. I've got another video on those. Yes, I have videos on just about everything. And a negotiation. Yes, I have a video on negotiation as well. So those are kind of the 5 steps that we're going to go through as your representative when you use this powerful secret and start early. Again, if you can't start early, that's okay. We're probably better prepared to get you on the market in the best condition possible because of the processes and the people we have. Now, I'm going to throw this at you too. I have many times sent out marketing that anyone who brings me over to visit with them about marketing their home, I will bring you a $50 dinner card. So if you've got someone you like and trust and you know you're going to use them, totally understandable. But if you'll afford me the time to visit with you about how we specialize in and successfully market and sell 1 acre plus homes, I'll bring you a $50 dinner card just for your time. So the very worst case is if you don't like my approach, you don't like the way I dress, whatever the case is, you've got a $50 dinner card. And there's some great places to use that. Now, I did throw another video up here for you. This one covers in more detail our new level of service, which includes the pricing, the preparation, the presentation, and the promotion. Hope you'll take a chance to watch that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Press that like button if you do. Subscribe if you'd like to see more like this. And remember, it's your choice, so make it a powerful day.